Hello interwebs and welcome to another video. We've got a good one today. It's a little bit different than some of the stuff that I've put on my channel, but it'll be fun. We were talking about the other day about Backyardigans, because what else do we talk about? And we decided to do a top 5 Backyardigans episodes. So we both have our lists and we're gonna go through them. And we're gonna do a 5, 4, 3, 2, then honorable mentions, then 1.
Okay, for context, we have two little siblings. Like we have a 7-year-old and an almost 3-year-old. So we are not weirdos who are
and then we also we grew up.
Yeah,
with
we grew up with it too. So
and then kind of have rediscovered it through our little siblings. So don't think we're weird.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
Your channel.
My number 5 is Blazing Paddles.
That's your number 5?
Okay, so Blazing Paddles is one of the ones I really vividly remember from my childhood that I didn't get until I was older. And I saw Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, it's a play on words of Blazing Saddles, yeah. And you didn't understand that it was Ping Pong Mesa, which means ping pong table.
I know, that blew my mind.
And I can't believe it.
As child Grace, there were some jokes that went over her head. But here's why it's my number 5. The music is great. Love the music.
Howdy.
It's kind of like it's like a Western spin on Bollywood, which I like all of the Bollywood episodes, let's be real. Pablo as the villain is just 10 out of 10. And I love how it's so cleverly pastiches Westerns, because you've got the villain that mosey's into town and kicks out the sheriff, and then the sheriff goes on a training montage and comes back in secret and defeats the villain. And
it's just such a funny plot where they're like, oh, we're playing ping pong, and then the guy comes and he takes the paddles, and for whatever reason, I guess you only get one paddle.
Yeah, so I don't know why people that live in a town called Ping Pong Mesa
just go get a cactus like Uniqua does. If it's such a big part of
Also, the costume design in this episode is really, really good.
It's fun. So, I like Tasha's outfit.
I
do declare.
Gosh. Yeah, so that's my number 5, Blazing Paddles.
Okay. Mine might shock you a bit. I don't know if you remember it at all, but and I have not seen this episode in so long, but it's so important to me that I've remembered it. My number 5 is The Two Musketeers.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember it so well. And
I don't remember
I remember
it very
loving
well.
it, and it's so fun because it's you've got Tyrone and Pablo, you got the boys, and they're these 2 musketeers, and they don't need a third one. And they've got these balloon swords, which is so fun. And then Tasha comes along. It's got Uniqua and Austin are the guard people.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's all 5 of them. So it's Blazing Paddles. And then they so then Tasha is I want to join your club. Look how talented I am. Ooh, sword. Da da da. And they're we can't have a 3rd member. We can only have 2. And they hate this Duchess person who, surprise, surprise, is Tasha. And Tasha's she's not that bad. She's fine. And it's so good. And then there's a hot balloon thing later on. They get
a hot balloon?
A hot air balloon. There it is. And there's they go to jail at one point.
I do remember that.
And she breaks him out of her own jail. It's a good episode. I don't really remember the music as much, but the plot, I just enjoyed the world that they shoved us in. So that's my number 5.
My number 4 is Robin Hood the Clean. There's a lot of
Grace, mine is 2.
What? For real? Yeah! Oh my gosh, we're basically the same person at this point.
Yeah, Robin Hood the Clean is my number 4. I'm it's on there.
Yeah, so this one has a lot of nostalgia for me, because I don't know if you remember like the website and like all of the Backyardigans games. This one was my favorite.
Okay, I remember, like, you had to like scrub the guy.
Yes. And this one's really fun too because it like subversively has this like you should take a bath message for kids, which like I'm all for that. Basically the story is
you're laughing at it. It's ridiculous, right?
It's pretty funny. There's these people that have to live in filth, and they go out and they find Robin Hood the Clean, who like breaks his cleaning mitt named Mitty out of the dungeon where all the clean things go, and has to restore the town to cleanliness.
It's one of like the only episodes where Austin is the villain.
Yeah, because Austin's not really a villain.
I was actually finding them because he's that one in like Flower Girl. He's the villain. He's the villain in Robin Hood the Clean. He's the villain in where was it? Masked Retriever. He's a villain in that too, and like he barely is, man. But he's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. Well, I guess we'll go to my number 3.
You basically said all I was gonna say.
Yeah. My number 3 is Secret Mission. This one also has a lot of nostalgia for me. This is one of the ones that genuinely scared me. And yeah, and we had a CD that had like 5 songs on it, and the Secret Mission one was one of the songs. So the whole thing is like a tango like music thing, and they have like this mysterious fossil that they're sneaking into the museum to find where the fossil goes, and they have to get past all these booby traps and spy maple syrup. Such a classic episode.
It is my number 6. I put it down because it was so close to making it in, but I just liked the other one so much more.
It's a good episode, and it's like, what kid doesn't want to be a secret agent? So now, we should have said at the beginning, we're not counting the specials because obviously International Super Spy is the best one
ever. Period.
So we're
no discussion
because we're not counting it. So we're just doing plain 30-minute episodes.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Secret Mission gets really trippy at the end though, when like the dinosaur says thank you.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
like,
what scared me. That's what
scared you.
Was the dinosaur skeleton. I was terrified of dinosaur skeletons when I was a kid. Secret Mission number 3.
Okay, my number 3. Why are all of these season 1s? I swear.
I know they're because we
watch season 1 a lot. My number 3 is Great to Be a Ghost. Because it was also something that like I remembered it, right? And when I bought season 1 of Backyardigans, I was like, oh, I know you. I'm excited to watch you. And I watched it and I enjoyed it a lot. It was really great. It's like one of those very like classic ones, I feel like, and it's just so fun how I just love how Pablo is like, I'm gonna be a ghost today. And Uniqua and Tyrone are like, okay, we're gonna be ghosts too. I'm like, that's not really how that works. You kind of have to die first, but it's fine.
Okay. It's about pretending.
And then they're like, oh, we're gonna go to this haunted house, and then they like do all the spooky things, and then Tasha comes along. And they're like, oh, it's an unsuspecting stranger, we need to freak her out. But she's, like, not really scared of anything. And so Tyrone, the whole time, has not been into this. He does not want to do it. And he does this little, like, tap bit where he's, like, singing about how he can't do it. Yeah. And it's such a fun, like, because we're both dancers. So we both really appreciate the dancing in Backyardigans now, as we rewatch it.
Yeah.
And I have just started learning tap, and I really appreciated that. It, like, was so fun. And then how it ends is he gets, like, a blanket put on him, and then he freaks the crap out of everyone.
No, he scares everybody.
And, it's just so fun to watch, and I love it.
It's a really good classic one.
It's such a good classic one. I should have put Whodunit in my... Okay, continue.
Well, guess what? My number 2 is Whodunit.
What number did I put? I put Whodunit at 7. I was
Whodunit's also one of the ones that I really remember from my childhood, and I appreciate it more now that I've read like Agatha Christie and Sherlock Holmes. And it's really good. You get like this fun, spooky mystery vibe.
I love the letter he gets.
I know, it's really fast paced. You've got like all of the stereotypes that you're used to in in like whodunit type.
Yeah. I like how it ends too, where they're like, "Oh, we were just bored.
We were just bored, so we created a theft mystery."
The thing
and
about
the song "Whodunit,"
Bop.
100%, so good. And the music's kind of like a Jewish folky sort of music, and it's great. It's so good.
Now, the thing about Whodunit is it genuinely freaked me out.
Oh no!
Watching it now, because it's genuinely, because like Pablo was walking up to this creepy house and he hears like this extra pair of footsteps, and then there's a part where he like looks at the front gates, and then like they cut to Pablo and he says something, and then they cut back to the front gates and there's someone there.
There's also like Austin has to go next door to feed his cat.
He has to feed his cat.
And then you like see him peeking in through the window. It's really creepy.
Yeah, and then Uniqua turns out to be a police officer.
Yes!
Like,
oh my girl.
Uniqua Underhood. Ooh. It's such a good. I'm so glad you put that on.
I love that episode.
It's on my honorable mentions, man. What's my number 2? My number 2 is Blazing Paddles.
Okay.
Cause I don't know why you put it so far, but it was Jake's favorite. Or Gabe's. It was Gabe's. It was Gabe's favorite, our little brother Gabe's favorite episode when we were kids. And so we watched it over and over and over.
And it doesn't get old.
It doesn't, no. And the thing I really remembered about it was the montage, because
yes,
that montage slaps.
Ready to face the
It
abandoned.
slaps.
Ready to...
My focus must be sharp, my paddle must be steady, but most of all, I must be ready. And, yeah. In the hailstorm. I felt that.
It's good stuff.
I felt that.
Alright, should we do some honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions.
I'm just gonna read mine out. I have 6.
Okay.
Knights are brave and strong.
And a queen is never wrong.
Quest for the Flying Rock. Who Goes There? Big Dipper Diner. Pirate Camp. And The Legend of the Volcano Sisters.
I have Secret Mission. And this is in order. This is like my top 15. Secret Mission, Whodunit, Big Dipper Diner, Masked Retriever, The Master of Disguise.
Good one.
Fly Girl.
I don't think I've ever seen Fly
Girl.
Girl.
Won't you fly? Giant Problem.
That's a good one.
Love of Socks, Samurai Pie, Who Goes There?
Interesting. Alright, you ready for my number 1?
Yeah.
You're not going to be surprised. My number 1's Into the Deep. This is the one I have the most nostalgia. Especially, I've been, like, I don't know what it is, but this summer has just been hitting me with wave after wave of nostalgia. Maybe it's the way that the weather's been, or, like, just doing things that I remember being summery. But I've just, like, I've been thinking about Into the Deep way too much. That episode, I remember when it was being promoted on Nick Jr., and like they were like super excited about this new summer themed episode of Backyardigans, and did not disappoint. That I would like pretend I was in the episode and like act it out. The episode itself is great. So Tyrone and Pablo are submarine explorers, and their quest to find mermaids. And there are these 2 mermaids that are adamant at guarding their mermaid garden. And so they see the submarine and they think they're going for the garden. So they shoot the submarine out of the water with an underwater volcano. And then Pablo keeps saying over and over again, I must capture them on film. So then they think that the scientists want to like actually capture them. So then they run away, and then they accidentally end up in the mermaid garden, and then they're like, no, we just want to like film you, and it's a happy ending. And then it has some of the best set designs, like with the submarine and the mermaid garden and the ocean. And then the music is just absolutely fantastic. Claire can attest, I sing it literally nonstop. Every single song is a bop. And the episode may have also sparked my fear of caves. I'm not quite sure yet.
Oh, she's terrified of
I'm
caves.
really scared of caves.
I like how that's all I say about this.
And they sing an entire song about how they have to be brave in a cave. But like the theme song, there's a part in like the reprise of it, because they like sing the first song, the theme song in the backyard, and then they sing like a reprise of it once they're in the world.
Isn't it reprise?
What did I say?
You said reprise.
Reprise, tomato, tomato.
Potato, tomato, potato, tomato.
And like there's a part where it's like a Bollywood, kind of a Western Bollywood fusion style.
I like the Bollywood one.
And there's a part where the drums hit and they go back into the refrain of the song, and it's so good. And all I've been singing this week is into the deep we travel to places we never see. Into the deep we journey in our submarine. It's so good. Just love that episode. 10 out of 10.
I like how you just like spent like 5 minutes talking about
it.
I
just spent 5 minutes talking about this episode of Backyardigans. I mean, it's so good.
You know what my number one is, right?
I'm sure I'll know once you tell me.
Okay, this... I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited to geek out about this. This is probably the most perfect Backyardigans episode.
Wow.
Of the short ones, I feel like, even Super Spy, I think it beats it. I think it just...
Yeah, I think Into the Deep beats Super Spy, but...
Because I would have put Super Spy at my number one if we had, like, used it, because it's just so classic. Mm-hmm. But this one, in my opinion, is the best one. Like, fight me on it.
Wow.
Okay, catch that train.
Yeah.
Catch that train. Let me
Explain. Why is Catch That Train your favorite? Because that is such a niche episode.
I feel like it's just something that a lot of people... I feel like it might be a hidden gem, maybe. I don't know. It's so good. It is so enjoyable. We got it on, like, a DVD thing. I don't know why. And it was the first time I'd ever watched it. I don't remember it from my childhood. It has no nostalgia for me. I watched it and I was just like, this is great. You know, I liked it a lot. And I kept watching it. And if we are going to watch a Backyardigans episode and I'm going to sit there, I'm probably going to ask for Catch That Train now. Because I just adore it. It's so good. It's got 3 characters. It's got Pablo and Uniqua and Tyrone. And Tyrone barely talks, which is great. Sorry, Tyrone. I love you.
Wow, way to throw Tyrone under the bus there. Jeez.
And so then Uniqua and Pablo are in, like, all of the episodes. So, and they are just the OGs, the best ones. Their singing is so good. Their chemistry is great. So, here's what happens in Catch That Train. So, we are introduced to Uniqua, who is a train engineer, and she sings this freaking bop about it. Yes, sir, I am your engineer. And it's like a bop, and I love the dancing.
Ragtime,
it's got a
Russian
really
folk.
great piano going on. And the whole thing, like, takes place in, like, Russia. Why? Why do I like this episode so much? Anyway, so then she, like, goes and she drives this train for the Tsar of Russia, Tsar Tyrone. And she shows us when, like, they go into the world that she has to pull this brake that, like, stops the train. Like, this train, like, slows down, but it has to, like, you have to pull a brake to stop it. And then Tsar Tyrone and his assistant Pablo Pavlovich, they come along, and so he's like, the Tsar's kind of like, just don't want to train ride. And Pablo Pavlovich, like, their kind of, like, relationship is Pablo Pavlovich has this giant bag, and he knows what the Tsar needs, and he just, like, pulls it all out, and he's got, like, everything the Tsar needs. He's got his, bowling ball, his teddy bear, and then his imperial grape juice, which is, like, really important. And he suggests that, like, Tyrone sleep on the train, and Tyrone's like, no, I'm much too nervous to sleep on a train. And then, so then...
Then he falls asleep on the train.
Yeah, he falls asleep the second he's on the train. So then, while they're, like, trying to pick up this giant freaking bag, it's like bigger on the inside. It's like Mary Poppins' bag. They accidentally hit the brake, and the train starts going without Uniqua and Pablo on it. So it's just the Tsar on the train. Oh my gosh. So that's why they have to catch it. And they sing this freaking bop, which is Catch That Train, which I know all the way through. I can sing that whole song because I've listened to it and I love it so much. Pablo Pavlovich, like, accidentally, like, lands on something that will take them further, and so then Uniqua goes, Pablo Pavlovich, you are brilliant. No, he hasn't really done anything, and then Tyrone starts sleepwalking, and he goes up to the top of the train, and they sing this song, which is like, don't sleepwalk on the train, which is like this really great song. It's like a
it's like great ballet that he does.
Yeah,
too,
he does like a really lovely dance, and the whole point is that they have like this music box that will get him to go back to his chair, basically. So that's what they're playing, and that's what the music is generating. So I guess it's actually in real life that's happening. So then they have the trope of, so they're trying to get Uniqua to the engine, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's the trope of, like, the train is gonna go down to a broken bridge path, which is, like, very generic, but it works. So they have to ski down because they, like, found this ski lift. So they have to ski down, but Pablo doesn't know how to ski, and so they, like, do this jump thing, and he's, like, flying, like, ah! And he just, like, looks over, and Tyrone's, like, sitting in the train there, and he's like, I wish I had, and he's like, your imperial teddy bear, and he, like, closes the window, and then he's like, ah! And so then they have to go, and they, like, pull the thing, and then finally they, like, latch on to the end of the train, which I don't know why they didn't do at the beginning, but it's fine, and they finally, like, go and pull the brake, and so then the Tsar comes out, and he's like, I have something to say to you, and they're all like, oh no, we're gonna be fired, and he's like, that was the best train ride ever, man, I had a great time, and then they
That's
sing...
an exact quote, by the way.
And they sing the song, which is like, he had a great choo-choo ride. And this has been a ride. This has been a wonderful ride. It's been a fantastic, fabulous, splendid, miraculous, super spectacular. I have no idea what Pablo says there. In the vernacular? Do-do-do-do. But it's just, it's a bop. And then when they, like, suggest this snack, they're like, oh, chicken quiche? Like, they're naming, like, these Russian things. And he's like, I think it's mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That's how well I know this episode. But,
well,
now I've talked about that.
They go back for strawberries and yogurt, so.
Well, there you go, you know that too. Yeah, but
Catch That Train. I watched Into the Deep to fall asleep.
Catch That Train has got 4 bobs. They're like 4 songs, which is usually the case, and they all slap. I can sing a lot of them, almost all the way through. The plot is great. You're always entertained. It's got that, like, repeating thing that I love, where, like, the jokes just come back, and each time it's, like, better and better. It's so good. It's my favorite, and it's the best one. Bite me. I do not get bored.
Great. Well, I hope you enjoyed this countdown and this rant about Backyardigans. Backyardigans is a very smart show. They don't talk down to their audiences. There are only a couple of episodes where I feel like they are definitely aimed for more younger children.
Like
and
what?
Those are all in, like, the first season, like Secret of the Nile.
Sphinx Uniqua.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one.
Don't look up pictures. It's
but
terrifying.
There's a ton of episodes on YouTube, and they're like 25 minutes long. So
22.
if you're bored, go watch some Backyardigans.
Surprise. And if you
you can start with what we've talked about today. You should start with Into the Deep, because Into the Deep is great.
Catch That Train, man. Maybe you should do Catch That Train last so that you really appreciate it.
Actually, no, scratch everything we said. Start with International Super Spy.
International Super Spy. It's so good. Yeah, but the thing about Backyardigans is it doesn't really, like, it's not one of those, like, educational shows.
Yeah, it's just,
but
it's like inspiring imagination.
It's inspiring imagination. Like you said, you would pretend to be in the episode, and I definitely found interest from it. And it's just really good for kids, I feel like, because imagination is really important, especially when you're, like, going to school a lot. That gets, like, shoved. They're like, oh, no, don't. You have to think inside the box.
And
it
introduces them to different types of songs and dance.
Yeah, definitely.
Backyardigans has some problematic stuff. We're not going to talk about Riding the Range or Los Galacticos. There is mild cultural appropriation.
Riding the Range.
No, we're not going to talk about
that is the dumbest thing.
We're not going to talk about that one.
Don't watch Riding the Range.
All you need to know about Riding the Range is that they rap in it. So
cowgirls go.
No, stop
tonight.
But it's a different type of education where you're educating them about different types of just different types of things that are out in the world, whether that be dance or whether it be like Catch That Train that's set in Russia, or there's a couple of episodes set in space, or like
maybe you decide you want to look up what chicken quiche is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's a very roundabout way of educating your kids.
It's kind of like VeggieTales in the way that, like, parents probably could watch it too and enjoy it a lot. Mm-hmm. Certain episodes. There's some that are like, ooh, okay, another song. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. Claire went through a lot of stress trying to pick out just a top 5.
I had a top 15, man.
So, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.